Hey guys, it's Tim coming at you with a brand new Marvel vs. Capcom video for this week. And since we talk about comics all the time on this channel, I decided to mix it up and give you guys my top 5 Capcom characters who I'd like to see show up in the game. The only restriction for making it onto this list is that you can't have been announced for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite yet, so even characters from previous installments in the franchise are available to make it onto this list. With that said, my number 5 choice is Nenah from the Breath of Fire series. And while this series isn't as popular as it used to be, I'm surprised that a representative from it hasn't shown up in the series so far. And my choice of Nenah showing up in the series is obvious. It's because she's the only character who's shown up in every incarnation of the game, outside of the other main character of the series, Ryu. And obviously using him would create some confusion on the title screen with another character who's also in the games. Plus, with multiple incarnations of the character throughout the variety of games that she's shown up in, it gives you a lot of costume options to give a really interesting aesthetic mixed in with her general angel look. Plus, with her role as a healer in the series that she comes from, you can give her a pretty interesting mechanic similar to what Elena had in Street Fighter V, where you can give her a self-healing or even a team healing move, which could be pretty interesting to play around with. My number 4 choice is Ruby Hart, who has a pretty interesting history with Capcom, having been originally created for a Darkstalkers game that never got released, and then was put into Marvel vs. Capcom 2, making her an exclusive character to this series. Which makes it sad that she never showed up in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, because she does have a pretty interesting aesthetic with the whole female pirate thing, which has become more popular in fighting games over time, with games like Guilty Gear and King of Fighters having a female pirate as well. Overall, it'd just be nice to have a character actually from this series come back to this series, especially since they've stated that they want to respect the legacy of the game. Number 3 on my list is Viewtiful Joe, and while he did show up in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I'd really like to see the character again, especially since he comes from such a fun series that unfortunately didn't really end up going anywhere. A throwback to old school Tokusatsu characters as well as old school film in general, Joe is a character who has a lot going for him, both personality-wise as well as moves available to him, like slowing down time, speeding up times, red hot kicks, a variety of different weapons and vehicles. He's just a fun character to play around with, and it'd be really nice to see him come back and hopefully lead to something more with him in the future. My number 2 choice is PTX-40 from Lost Planet, because if the X-Men characters aren't going to show up, we really need someone to fill the Sentinel's role, am I right? But in all seriousness, while the character would have to be scaled down to fit the more Marvel vs. Capcom aesthetic, it would be nice to see a giant robot available to be played outside of the Sentinel and on the Capcom side to sort of balance out the two of them. And while the PTX-40 does have a fairly simplistic design to him, it's also one that has a lot of personality that would be interesting to see in this sort of game, moving quickly, fighting around with all of these smaller characters and seeing how you can make that work. And I'd really be interested to see this character show up in another Capcom vs. game. And my number 1 choice is Batsu from the Rival Schools series. And for those who don't know, Rival Schools ostensibly started off as a spin-off of Street Fighter, and for its time, Rival Schools was a really solid fighting game, which makes it sad that there's really only been 2 entries in it and only passing mentions of the characters in some Capcom vs. games in the past, but really nothing beyond that. So it'd be nice to have at least one representative of the Rival Schools series show up in this game. And I chose Batsu because he's the main character. He's the Ryu of Rival Schools. Sure, that would mean having another Shoto, but I feel that my other choices make up for that on this list. And I really just want to see a Rival School character show up regardless of who it is. Batsu is just the first one that came to mind for me. And those are my choices for the top 5 Capcom characters I'd like to see in the game. And there are so many other characters who could have made it onto this list, but these are just the top 5 who I'd like to see. So, like always, let us know in the comments who you guys would like to see show up in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And if you guys like what you've seen here and you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe and give us a like if you so choose. But until next time, this has been Tim from the Hybrid Network, signing out.